So, Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2, 2022. Not the original one. It's not what we're talking about today. So that recently had a beta that started. Originally, the beta took place it was the weekend of the 16th or the 17th to the 18th, but that was only for PS4 players, and there was an early access on the 15th. And then this week we had early access on all consoles. So if you owned the game, whether that be the Vault Edition or the Base Edition, you got to play it on the 22nd. And then on the 24th it went live to everybody. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. Thanks, Activision and Infinity Ward, I guess. You guys did good so far. So, yeah, Modern Warfare. How does this game compare to, from what we've seen of it, how does it compare to the other games in the franchise? Or, I guess, the other games that came out in the last few years. And, it's, definitely interesting. So, before I actually get into the, gameplay itself, I want to quickly talk about the gunsmith system and the menu stuff and insertions and okay, yeah. So yeah, as I was saying, so the UI of the game so far looks pretty slick. It's definitely a step up from the Modern Warfare 2019 and the other ones that came out recently. Looks a lot smoother and a lot more modern, which is fitting for a game called Modern Warfare. The entire game looks more modern, but we'll get into that when stuff like the kill streaks and stuff is shown. But yeah, still pretty cool. But the gunsmith system and kill streaks and that stuff. So the gunsmith system is better and also slightly worse. So first off, something that I thought was pretty... Oh, shit. Okay, well, my dumb ass knocked over my trash can. So as I was saying, so yeah, overhaul of the gunsmith system. First off, progression trees now exist. Here's kind of an example. The M4A1 has a progression tree. There's the M4A1, and then after you reach a certain level with the M4, you unlock basically a battle rifle and LMG variant of the M4A1. And then you level those up. All the weapons now have individual level caps, and instead of having to unlock attachments all the attachments on a single weapon, attachments are shared between weapon platforms. So, like I said, M4A1 gets all the M4 attachments on anything else that's related to it that you unlock. It's a pretty cool thing, to be honest. I really enjoy that that's a thing, but I also kind of hate because it's a lot more of a pain in the ass to grind out for the guns. Because, because here's the thing, is like, if you use an M4, and then you have to do the battle rifle and the LMG grinding, the battle rifles in this game are pretty okay. They're a mix between snipers and assault rifles, having fire rate and stuff. Yeah, fire rate and range of an assault rifle, but the damage and magazine size of a sniper rifle. So they're kind of an in-between, which makes sense, because that's what they're designed to be. The LMGs in this game are a little different than they were in the other games, but they're still kind of solid as weapons. Although the weapon selection in the beta is pretty limited. We had about 4 assault rifles, 2 pistols, 2 launchers, 3 SMGs, 1 shotgun, 1 sniper rifle, 2 marksman rifles, 2 battle rifles, and 3 LMGs. No melees, oddly enough, although the fist's weapon are actually in the files. I know that. I've seen them. Kill streaks make a return, and so do score streaks, because they can't decide if they want it to be kill streaks or score streaks. But instead of just being a random ass perk in Modern Warfare 2019, It's just like a setting. You flick a switch on the streaks menu, and then you can choose which one you want. Score streaks start at a certain level. I don't remember exactly what, but kill streaks start at 4 with the UAV and, fuck, I forgot what the other thing was. Okay, whatever. Yeah. So, field upgrades, of course, make a return, with Dead Silence being one of them. I know people are pissed about that on Twitter and a lot of other places. Some more interesting field upgrades have been added. Stuff like the smoke drop, the DDoS is here now. The security cams from Black Ops 2 are here now. I enjoy the variety. I think they're a lot cooler and different. I really like the DDoS a lot. I think it's it's like a miniature EMP. It's very useful for like disabling equipment, so like claymores, trophy systems, landmines, that jazz. But it also disrupts enemy like screens for a little bit every time you use it, so that's cool. Perks, yes, the perk system. Perk system's a little different this time. Instead of the 3 perk system, sort of just having their own effects, and you can collect or select a selection of the 3. The perk system is now 4 perks. You start with 2, and then you earn the other 2 throughout the match. So 2 basic perks are things like Scavenger or like Tracker and Overkill, and then there's stuff like Quick Fix and Spotter and maybe, I don't remember. Sleight of Hand is now no longer a weapon perk. It's a character perk, and it's a level 2 character perk, so you get it like halfway through the match. And then stuff like High Alert and other things in that sort of area. There's a new perk called Survivor, which lets you get knocked down and self-revive like you can in Warzone, which is pretty cool, I think. Or I feel it is, at least. It's definitely interesting. Hardline is also one of these ultimate perks. I think the new system is okay. I think it can grow on you if you use it long enough. It's just, it's very different from what people are used to. And I feel like actually earning the perks could get a little bit of rebalancing. But other than that, I think it is still an okay system. So the actual feel of the matches, okay. So I know a lot of people have been complaining about this minimap. The minimap's different. I don't really give too much of a shit. I'm really bad at looking at my minimap in these games, so I don't know why it matters that much. But the game feels different. It definitely does. Because the thing about like Modern Warfare 19 and Warzone, which are the 2 games I have the most experience with, I'm not a good... I've not played a lot of COD. I'm not a veteran or anything. I've gotten into it recently. But, those games were, they're pretty fast-paced. You had shit like slide canceling, which was absolutely horrendous. And that's all kind of removed. The game feels a lot slower now, I think. A lot slower paced than the other games. You can still move around the maps pretty fast, but like tactical sprinting is slower and doesn't last as long. Sliding is slower and you can't cancel out of it, so if you do a slide, you commit to it. Dolphin diving is back from the Black Ops games, Black Ops 2, I'm pretty sure, and that's pretty fast, but it's just kind of used to, I guess, ambush or, prone faster, whatever your personal preference is in regards to that. But I really enjoy it. I enjoy this game's feel a lot more than I enjoy the feel of the other games. So it's an improvement. It's definitely an improvement. Some of the kill streaks have all the kill streaks have new animations, and I like them a lot. For example, like calling in UAVs, counter UAVs, support Halo choppers, whatever you want to call them. Or your character just does this on the little mobile phone thing, which I think is really cool. And for streaks like the Stealth Bomber, the SAS, I think the VTOL jet, your character pulls out a little tablet with like a stylus, and like clicks around, and I think that's cool and cute. I like that. It's a nice change from how Modern Warfare 2019 did theirs, with like UAV and the personal radar being a kind of a, you just sort of, your character just kind of like taps on their radio, which a lot of them don't actually have on the character models, and yeah, there it is. Counter UAV is also slightly different. Instead of just totally disrupting the enemy's UI in a certain area for a certain amount of time, it's just kind of a mini-map glitch, but it's map-wide, and some of the maps in this game are big in a way you wouldn't expect. The maps that I play on the most is one of the museum maps, because the game mode only has like 4 maps in just like the normal modes. There aren't a lot. I mean, there's variation of them. They're all different maps with different themes, but they're just kind of it's a small selection unless you're playing like Ground War and Invasion, but we'll get to those eventually. Shooting feels a bit different. I know a lot of people have complained about the way recoil feels, and I agree. It's a little unbearable, but at least it's not the total like brain fuck it was in the PlayStation beta. I know a lot of people were complaining about that. Yeah, I mean, I enjoy the way the game feels now. I think it's definitely an improvement. So one fun touch that I do enjoy in regards to this game, though, is the inspect animations. Because, usually in games when your character inspects their gun, they just kind of look it over. And in some cases, you have special animations for special guns, like Vanguard and Warzone had a lot of that. But in this game, and Modern Warfare 2, when you inspect weapons like, the assault rifles or your pistols, your character actually will pull out the magazine, inspect it, and then put it back in and do a bolt check. And for the pistols that were available, which were the X12 and the X13, which are just Glocks, your character actually will hit the back of the slide with the palm of their hand. And I think that's cool. It's just a fun little touch. Some of the executions that I've seen are definitely interesting in comparison to what they usually are in these games. One of my favorite animations is one of the characters on, like, if you want to call it the good side, I guess you could consider it that, but just the side with, like, Ghost and Farah and Soap and Price. I don't know what to call them in this game. I'm gonna have to get used to it. But, they have a kill thing, so they basically they break the victim's back with and then they pull out a shotgun and just shoot him in the head. And I shouldn't enjoy it as much as I do. I think it's silly as all. Oh, not silly, but I think it's cool. Very cool. That's kind of all the comments I have in regards to just normal gameplay. So then there's Ground War and Invasion. So Ground War is basically Battlefield now. Battlefield. 5 points. You have to not cap all of them, but you have to cap a certain amount of them, and then points and all that. And there are vehicles. There's a tank, there's an ACP, there's like ATVs and four-wheelers and trucks. And then there's a helicopter that you can fly around in. I think that's cool. The game mode definitely, and you might see it in the footage, because I spent a lot of time recording footage for some of the game modes. It does kind of chug a little bit on certain PCs, and mine's not the best. So, fair warning. Invasion is similar, I guess. Slightly different in the fact that there's no squad spawning, so you can't choose to spawn in like a vehicle or on one of your teammates. You just kind of spawn at your base or wherever your team is, instead of actually selecting a certain person. You also have some other things like enemy AI and teammate AI dropping in, which are helpful. Some stuff with like, some of them have armor for some reason. I think it's dumb. I don't like it. Sometimes vehicles will get dropped in, like tanks and trucks and jazz, and I think that it's some fun variations. There's two game modes I did not get footage for, that being Prisoner Rescue and Knockout. So Prisoner Rescue, basically your character, so two teams. One team is defending and the other is offense, and the goal is to get to 500 points throughout a set amount of rounds. So on attack, if you capture a prisoner, so it's basically hostage, sort of, but slightly different. If you capture a prisoner, it's 100 points on your team, and just like winning the round by knocking everyone out is also 100 points. And so, but you don't die. It's not a one-time death thing. You can revive your teammates like you do in Warzone. I think that's cool. It, it changes the game a little bit. I'll comment about it more in Knockout because it's more important there. But, yeah, I think it's a fun variation. I was very confused the first time I played it because I'm used to how hostage works in CSGO and Siege, where it's one hostage, you just gotta get it to a certain area, and then it just, you win the round. It's round-based, not point-based. And then Knockout. So, Knockout's round-based. There's a little thing that spawns on the map. If you pick it up and hold it for a minute, you win the round. But there's also the wiping the enemy team. But you can revive your teammates again. So that means that a 1v1 can turn into a 3v5 or a 4v4, or whatever the case may be, depending on how many people get revived in a certain amount of time. I don't have footage of this, like I said. I forgot to record it, and I don't feel like going back. I don't even think I can go back right now due to the beta closing soon. But, so yeah, that's kind of all the things that I find important to talk about in the beta. There's not anything else that I want to comment on. I just kind of want to make this video because I think it was fun, and I really enjoy the beta, and I'm gonna spend the $100 on the Vault Edition soon, because I want to get it, and I want to play it. So, hey, I don't know, if you're a fan of the COD franchise, and you find this video somehow, maybe I'll see you somewhere in the game. Probably not, but if I do, hi. Yeah. So, that's about it. Bye-bye.